In a landmark decision, a New York jury found former President Donald Trump liable for sexual abuse and defamation. The verdict, delivered after weeks of intense media scrutiny, sent shockwaves through the American political landscape. While not a criminal conviction, the verdict carries significant weight, raising questions about Trump's future and his potential impact on the upcoming 2024 presidential election. The immediate aftermath saw a flurry of reactions, with Trump and his supporters denouncing the verdict as politically motivated, while opponents hailed it as a victory for accountability. This unprecedented situation presents a unique challenge for the Republican Party, deeply divided between its pro-Trump base and moderates wary of his polarizing influence. With Trump hinting at another presidential run, the GOP faces a crucial dilemma: embrace or distance themselves from the embattled former president. This decision could have far-reaching consequences, not only for the upcoming election, but for the future of the Republican Party itself. Navigating this complex landscape requires understanding the potential shifts in public opinion, particularly among crucial voter demographics. Early polling data offers valuable insights into the public's perception of the verdict and its potential political ramifications. Independents, often viewed as the key to winning elections, appear particularly sensitive to the developments, with a significant portion expressing concern over the allegations against Trump. Understanding how this event will influence voter behavior, especially among this pivotal group, is crucial for both parties as they strategize for the upcoming election. The coming months will be critical in determining whether the GOP can successfully navigate this turbulent period. Will they rally behind their controversial figurehead, or will they seek to redefine themselves ahead of the 2024 election? The answers to these questions will undoubtedly shape the future of American politics for years to come. Recent polls paint a complex picture of public opinion following Trump's conviction. A CNN poll conducted immediately after the verdict found that a majority of Americans, 52%, believe the jury reached the right decision, while 48% disagree. This near-even split underscores the deep polarization that continues to grip the nation, with opinions on Trump largely falling along partisan lines. Democrats overwhelmingly support the verdict, with over 80% approving of the jury's decision. Conversely, a similar proportion of Republicans believe the verdict was unjust. This partisan divide is unsurprising given Trump's enduring popularity within the GOP base. However, delving deeper into the polling data reveals a more nuanced picture, particularly among crucial voting blocs. Independents, who often decide close elections, are less firmly aligned with either party, and their opinions warrant closer examination. A recent Pew Research Center survey found that while a plurality of independents, 45%, agree with the verdict, a significant portion, 35%, remain undecided. This suggests that the verdict alone has not definitively swayed independent voters, leaving the door open for both parties to make their case in the coming months. Furthermore, examining the data by age reveals a generational divide within both parties. Younger Republicans, while still largely supportive of Trump, are more likely than older generations to express concerns about the allegations against him. Similarly, younger Democrats, though generally supportive of the verdict, are less enthusiastic in their condemnation of Trump compared to older Democrats. These subtle generational differences within each party hint at the evolving political landscape and the challenges both face in appealing to younger voters. The data clearly shows that Trump remains a polarizing figure, capable of galvanizing both fervent support and staunch opposition. Understanding these nuances, particularly within key demographics like independents, will be crucial for both parties as they grapple with the implications of Trump's conviction and its potential impact on the 2024 election. Independents, often disillusioned with the two-party system, are increasingly turned off by partisan bickering and seek candidates who prioritize pragmatism and problem-solving. Trump's brash style and divisive rhetoric, while popular among his base, alienate many independents who crave stability and moderation. The recent conviction further complicates their perception of Trump, potentially pushing them further away from the GOP. A recent poll by ABC News Washington Post found that only 35% of independents would consider voting for Trump in 2024, a significant drop from his pre-conviction numbers. While it's still early in the election cycle, This decline suggests that the conviction has amplified existing concerns among independents about Trump's fitness for office. Independents, often driven by a sense of fairness, are troubled by the allegations against Trump and view the verdict as confirmation of his character flaws. This perception could lead them to support alternative candidates perceived as less divisive and more aligned with their values. Moreover, independents prioritize experience and competence, often seeking candidates with a proven track record of governing. Trump's chaotic presidency and his handling of events like the COVID-19 pandemic have raised doubts about his ability to effectively lead the country. The recent conviction further reinforces these doubts, portraying him as someone more concerned with personal grievances than national interests. This perception of incompetence could drive independents towards candidates perceived as more stable and experienced, potentially benefiting moderate Republicans or Democrats. The data suggests that Trump's conviction has further alienated a significant portion of independent voters, making them less likely to support him in 2024. This shift in sentiment presents a significant challenge for the GOP, who must now decide whether to double down on their support for Trump or risk further alienating this crucial voting bloc. The party's response to this challenge will likely determine their success in the upcoming election and shape the future of American politics. The Republican Party finds itself at a crossroads, grappling with the fallout of Trump's conviction and its implications for the future of the party. The party's base remains fiercely loyal to Trump, viewing him as a victim of political persecution and rallying behind his defiant stance. This unwavering support was evident in the immediate aftermath of the verdict, with pro-Trump media outlets and personalities dismissing the allegations as a witch hunt and accusing the justice system of bias. However, beneath the surface of this unwavering support lies a growing sense of unease among moderate Republicans, who find themselves increasingly uncomfortable with Trump's behavior and rhetoric. These Republicans, while acknowledging Trump's policy achievements, are troubled by his personal conduct and its impact on the party's image. The conviction has exacerbated these concerns, forcing moderate Republicans to confront the uncomfortable reality of their party's association with a figure now deemed liable for sexual abuse and defamation. This internal conflict within the GOP was evident in the muted response of several high-profile Republicans to the verdict. While some staunch allies rushed to defend Trump, many others remained silent or issued carefully worded statements that avoided explicitly condoning or condemning the verdict. This hesitancy reflects the delicate balancing act facing moderate Republicans, caught between their loyalty to the party and their personal discomfort with Trump's actions. The conviction has deepened the existing fissures within the Republican Party, exposing the fundamental differences in values and priorities between its base and its more moderate wing. This internal struggle will likely intensify in the coming months as the party grapples with the question of whether to embrace Trump as their standard-bearer in 2024 or seek to distance themselves from his polarizing persona. The outcome of this struggle will have significant consequences, not only for the GOP's electoral prospects, but for the future direction of the party itself. The 2024 presidential election is shaping up to be a pivotal moment in American politics, with Trump's conviction adding another layer of complexity to an already unpredictable race. The verdict's impact on the election will depend on several factors, including the Republican Party's response, the emergence of potential challengers to Trump within the GOP, and the Democratic Party's ability to capitalize on the situation. If Trump decides to run again, the Republican Party will face immense pressure to unite behind him. His loyal base, energized by the perception of injustice, could prove to be a formidable force in the primaries. However, alienating moderate Republicans and independents by embracing Trump could prove costly in the general election. A recent poll by NBC News Wall Street Journal found that a significant portion of swing state voters who voted for Trump in 2016 are now less likely to do so again, citing concerns about his character and temperament. The emergence of viable alternatives to Trump within the Republican Party could further complicate the GOP's path to victory in 2024. Several potential contenders, such as Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, have gained prominence by appealing to both Trump's base and more traditional conservatives. These candidates offer a potential off-ramp for Republicans disillusioned with Trump. but their ability to navigate the primary process and defeat a well-funded and highly motivated Trump remains to be seen. The Democratic Party, while closely monitoring the Republican primary, must avoid complacency and focus on crafting a winning message that resonates with a broad coalition of voters. Capitalizing on Trump's conviction requires more than simply highlighting his flaws. It demands articulating a clear and compelling vision for the future that addresses the concerns of voters across the political spectrum. The 2024 election will be a referendum not only on Trump's legacy, but also on the direction of the country. The choices made by both parties in the coming months, from candidate selection to policy platforms, will have a profound impact on the outcome of the election and the future of American democracy. Trump's conviction has ignited a debate within the Republican Party about its core values and its future direction. The party faces a fundamental choice: embrace Trumpism as a permanent fixture, or chart a new course that distances itself from his divisive rhetoric and controversial behavior. One path forward for the GOP involves doubling down on Trumpism, appealing to his loyal base by embracing his populist message, his disdain for establishment politics, and his aggressive stance on cultural issues. This approach, while potentially successful in mobilizing the base, risks further alienating moderate Republicans and independents, making it challenging to win national elections. The GOP would risk becoming a niche party, defined by its opposition to progressive values rather than its own positive vision for the future. Alternatively, the GOP could use this moment as an opportunity for introspection and renewal, seeking to broaden its appeal beyond Trump's base. This would involve embracing a more inclusive message that focuses on traditional conservative values such as limited government, individual responsibility, and free markets, while also addressing contemporary issues like income inequality, climate change, and healthcare costs in a pragmatic and compassionate manner. This approach would require confronting the more extreme elements within the party and rejecting conspiracy theories and misinformation. It would also necessitate a return to civility and respect in political discourse, engaging in good faith debates about policy differences rather than resorting to personal attacks and inflammatory rhetoric. This path, while challenging, offers the best hope for the GOP to remain a viable political force in a rapidly changing America. The choices made by Republican leaders in the coming months and years will determine the party's fate. Will they cling to the divisive politics of the past, or will they embrace a more inclusive and forward-looking vision for the future? The answer to this question will have profound implications not only for the Republican Party, but for the future of American democracy.
Thank you.